Time is not a line, it is a frequency. As a species, we suffer from chronic temporal arrogance. We believe that our now is the only now that exists. We define intelligence by speed. How fast you can solve an equation, how fast you can react to a stimulus, how fast you can speak. We live trapped in the dictatorship of the second. But the universe has no obligation to think at our speed. Imagine, for a moment, the common housefly. To it, you are a geological statue. Your hand trying to swat it moves with the slowness of a glacier. Now invert the scale, look at that mountain. To us, it is dead rock, immobile, eternal. But if you could accelerate your perception 1,000,000 times, you would see the mountain breathe. What if intelligence didn't require speed, but simply continuity? What if there existed a mind so vast and complex that a single thought took 10 Earth years to complete? Welcome back to the oven world. We have returned to the silicon hell. But if we travel far from the lead lakes towards the obsidian highlands, we find something different. We find the monoliths. At first glance, they look like geological formations. Hexagonal pillars of dark crystal, 50 meters high, standing amidst the scorching desolation. They are covered in dust, immobile. A human geologist would catalog them as basalt columns. Perhaps take a sample with a hammer, chipping off a fragment to analyze in the lab. And in doing so, they would have committed a lobotomy. Because this is not a rock, it is a Lithosapien. It is a slow thinker. They have no blinking eyes. They have no inflating lungs. Their immobility is absolute to our perception. But if you placed a time-lapse camera and left it recording for 5 centuries, you would see the miracle. You would see the geometric patterns on its surface change, flowing like a liquid QR code. To understand the slow thinkers, we must descend to the molecular level. In carbon biology, thought is chemical electricity. Fast but energetically expensive. We are high-speed combustion engines. The Lithosapien operates under different thermodynamics. Its brain is a 3-dimensional matrix of natural semiconductors. But in this world of extreme heat, thermal noise is deafening. To process information without errors at 800 degrees Celsius, they must use very high voltages and very long integration times. That is how the Lithosapien thinks. It doesn't fire a neuron, it accumulates charge. It spends days, weeks, building a gigantic electrical potential. And then when the charge is enough, click, the signal jumps. A bit of information moves. To them, consciousness is not a flow. It is a series of tectonic tides. A simple thought might take a lunar month, and an emotion. Imagine being sad for 50 years, waiting for chemical sadness to crystallize. We might see this as a disadvantage, but slowness is armor. Biological speed has a price, entropy. We age because we live fast. Our existence is a frantic race against our own decay. The Lithosapien has cheated entropy. By slowing down its processing, it reduces its energy consumption to almost zero. They are the ultimate survivors. They have seen civilizations rise and fall in the time it took them to formulate a theory. They live on a timescale where history and geology are synonyms. To them, the concept of hurry is a mental illness. Why run towards death when you can walk towards eternity? Now, let's imagine the scenario, first contact. It is the year 2150. A human probe lands with a roar just 100 meters from a slow thinker. To us, it is a soft landing. To the Lithosapien, it is an explosion. The probe begins its contact protocol. It deploys panels. It turns on powerful strobe lights. Flash, flash, flash. Prime numbers. The universal greeting of mathematical intelligence. The slow thinker perceives the light. Its mind begins to wake. Anomaly, it thinks, but on Earth hours pass. The probe dies, its metal casing corrodes. In a few years, dust covers it completely. Meanwhile, inside the slow thinker, the signal anomaly has just arrived. 10 Earth years have passed. It begins to formulate a response, but by the time it has turned its head a single degree, the probe no longer exists. Two intelligences looked each other in the eye and neither saw the other. But let's make the supreme effort of empathy. Let's enter the skin of stone. What does the universe look like from the eyes of a slow thinker? The sky is not black or starry. It is a striped dome of bright light bands, trails of fire crossing the firmament. They don't see days and nights. They see a constant strobe. The ground beneath their feet is alive. To them, earthquakes are waves. Mountains grow and crumble like sandcastles. The landscape is a fluid, everything flows. Rock is liquid, just very viscous. And us? Invisible, we are too fast. If a human ran past, it wouldn't see us. We are specters, lightning ghosts. Is it possible the universe is full of these civilizations? That the great silence is simply slowness? Perhaps great civilizations communicate by moving planets, messages that take 1,000,000 years to read. This is the tragedy of temporal perception. We live in the same space, but never in the same time. To them, we are flashes. To us, they are rocks. Perhaps true loneliness is not being far away, but being out of sync. What do you think? If you could live forever as a crystal monolith, but at the cost of never being able to communicate with fast beings, would you take the deal? Is speed a blessing or a curse? Leave it in the comments. And if this journey into deep time made you think, subscribe and ring the bell. On this channel, we take the time to explore the impossible. Until the next eon.